First, I want to talk to Dr. J, who looks like he's off the slopes, at least for the moment.
Yep.
So, Doc, are you telling me, I mean, you're a nimble dude, right? I mean, you're telling me, is there nothing to short-term trade around in the tech complex, whether it's mega cap or the Cathie Wood type stocks, the ARCs, which are down? The innovation fund was 52% from its 52-week high. I'm just curious if you look at the Teslas or Shopify's or Blocks, the former Square, Coinbase or Zoom, Roblox or Shopify or Twilio or Palantir, things you have traded in the past. Are you not doing any of that today?
I'm really not right now, Scott, and it's not out of fear. It's because I just don't have a catalyst in there in terms of, the buying activity of either calls or puts. I'd be happy to short them if they were buying lots of puts. When you and I talked Friday from San Moritz, Scott, I was talking about the NASDAQ and the QQQ in particular being above the 200-day. It still is. Now, perhaps the NASDAQ, because slightly different measure than the QQQ, the QQQ is 5 points above the 200-day moving average. It's 365 for that moving average. We're at 370 when we came on air or thereabouts. So I have some S&P 500 puts, Scott, that I bought last week because they were buying aggressively in March puts in there. I have those IWM puts, but I don't have QQQ puts because I think we are going to bounce at those levels. And if and when we do, I think I'll be able to pick up some good stocks, if not great stocks, at those levels. Now, I'll tell you what I have been buying, Scott. I've been buying Kohl's, KSS. Yesterday, strong activity yet again. LVS, in the face of pretty decent sell-off the last several days. LVS, which, again, you and I spoke of for unusual activity last week, gets another upgrade today. Shares are up another, I think, 2% or thereabouts.
3%.
So there are definitely areas where 3%, there you go. So there are definitely areas where you can still be buying and or selling. And I'm still holding on to those IWM puts, Scott, although I'll point out we are at the 52-week low right now for the small cap index, the Russell 2000 IWM. So do I pull the trigger there? Do we get a bounce there? I know what I just heard from Liz. She likes it at this level. I should probably be taking off some of those puts, and hopefully I'll get some off if there's any kind of a movement. But if I could just have 10 more seconds, Scott, the VXN is actually down today. That's the measure of risk in the NASDAQ. VIX, of course, measures S&P 500. VXN is the NASDAQ. And that one has dropped today. It's not moving up. So if someone wants to hang their hat on something, they could say that is the worst over. It gives me hope that 365 level does hold in the QQQ.